you, lovely lot, and a big warm welcome to anybody new joining my channel today. And if nail art is something that you're interested in, then please consider subscribing. Now, I'm starting off this compilation of super easy Halloween designs today using nail tips. I have a few with a white gel polish and a few with black. 2 coats of each, fully cured in between, and then a matte top coat on top. So the first design we're going to do today is a spider's web, and I'm going to come down from the corner using a striper brush. I have coated those long bristles on my brush in the black gel paint that we're going to use. You can use whatever you have at home. And then what I'm going to do is come from that corner, bring it down the centre, and then fan it out to each side, going left and right, and then make sure that each line is approximately the same in between each one. Then I'm going to zap it in the lamp, give it a flash cure for 10 seconds. The reason I'm going to flash cure in between this is, 1, I want to keep it really simple and easy. 2, if you make a mistake, you can go in with a gel cleanse and a lint-free wipe and just wipe that away. If you get super duper clever with this, if you have a few practices and you think, you know, I can do this, this is really easy, then do it all wet, and then you can either sprinkle it with a black glitzy glitter or a little bit of either clear or black acrylic powder, which will give it that, you know, velvet texture. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to keep it super simple, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in a row at a time, linking those lines that we did originally with a small curve using a detailer brush. So I've swapped out that long striper brush that I did my lines with originally, the first lot of lines, and then I'm coming in with a smaller brush, which is my detailer brush, and what I'm going to do is link each line with a small curve. You can see what I'm doing here. What you'll also notice is that I'm just stroking my brush through that gel paint. I'm not picking up a lot of product. I've already coated the bristles on the brush before I started. Then what I'm going to do is just reapply so I get a nice black. If I was to continue with them being small bristles, you would lose the intensity and it would fade with each curve that I'm doing. So once I have connected all of these and I am perfectly happy with what I've got, I'm going to give it a full cure in the lamp for the full 60 seconds, which is what's required for the gel paint that I'm using today. But if you're using a different brand, then please check on the packaging of how long you need. But give it a full cure in the lamp. Then I have an embellishment. It's a beautiful little spider. So I'm going to use some jewellery gel, and I'm going to use a big gem at the top. This is just to finish off this design. So I'm going to take this jewellery gel. I am going to pop it down onto the nail where I want my little spider embellishment to go, and the big round gem that I showed you a second ago. So I'm going to pop that on there, and then what I'm going to do is clean off that gel on that brush, and I'm going to smooth it out. This will make sure it's nice and soft on the edges. You're not going to get any rough edges on that. Then what I'm going to do is give it a top coat. So I'm going to top coat it before I put this in the lamp. So I'm going to put the top coat over that gel that we've just done over all the nail, and then I'm going to put my embellishments into the jewellery gel that we've just popped on. So first of all, that round gem there, pop that there, and then my little spider, pop that in, give it a double cure in the lamp because I want to make sure it penetrates through, and that's the first design today. For our second design, we're going to come in with these gems. I've got a teardrop gem and a round gem. I am putting the jewellery gel on this tip exactly the same as I did a second ago, so I'm not going to repeat myself, exactly the same. I'm going to pop those 2 gems on there and pop that in the lamp for a full cure. Then I'm coming in with my detailer brush and some white gel paint, and I'm going to pop on some little spider legs. So using the detailer brush, I'm going to do a series of lines. So I'm going to come from in between where the 2 gems meet, and and I'm going to do a line coming out and then 2 lines on each side of that teardrop gem to start this design off. Pop that in the lamp, flash cure, come in again for a second lot of legs. So I'm going to do like a teardrop shape with this gel. So I'm putting down a little bead, and then as I pull and lift my brush up, I will get the teardrop shape of the white gel polish for that joining of the legs, if you will, to the gems. And then I'm just going to come down the side and do some lines. Pop that in the lamp for a flash cure. Do exactly the same, but this time I'm going to do the top area. So while you watch me do this, it's exactly the same. I'm going to do that little teardrop as it leaves the gems, and then just a series of couple of lines coming outwards and then towards each other as I'm coming up that nail. Now guys, what I was going to say was, if any of you do have a go at any of these designs that you see today, please tag me in. My social media links are below in the description box. And once you've seen them all, I'd love to know which one you like the best, which one you want to have a go at. So here you can see I made a little mistake, wasn't happy with that, so I came in with a lint-free wipe, a little bit of gel cleanse, and then just wipe that away. And then go back in with my brush and finish off these legs. I'm going to finish off coming from the top of the spider, doing exactly the same, just a couple of lines, full cure in the lamp, and that's the end of our spider and our spider web. So guys, here's our finished result. What do you think? Now we're going to move on to our next design. Taking another of the tips, matte top coat, we're going to come in with that striper brush and we're going to do a pumpkin. Super easy. So I'm going to go a round curve all the way down and round, and then in between each of those do another round curved line to give that pumpkin look. Now what I will say is, coat those bristles. I'm just swiping it down and I end up having to go over some of those lines, but to avoid that guys, coat those bristles and you'll get that nice black line. Then what I'm going to do is swap out that striper brush for a detailer brush and pop the little stalk on the top, colour that in with black gel paint. Then I'm going to add a little vine coming from the top with a little twirl on the end. Then once I've finished that, I am going to give this a full cure. So are you excited for Christmas? Is it something the whole family gets involved with, or is it just the children? I know in the UK it's not such a big deal here, but I know in other countries they really do go all out. When we were lucky enough to visit the United States and go to Disney, even Mickey Mouse was all dolled out for Halloween. Guys, I'm going to come in with these flakes. I'm going to rub that into this cured black polish. I haven't left this in, but I do go over each of those lines with top coat, fully cure that, and then wipe away this extra pigment flakes that might have got onto the nail. Then what I'm going to do is come in with top coat, and I am going to, with my detailer brush, fill in the white portion below the pumpkin lines. And what we're going to do is sprinkle some glitter in there. Now I didn't seem to have like a deep pumpkin orange. I had a paler peachy shade, so I used that and then brought in some bigger glitter pieces that were the right sort of shade. In the end, I actually really like this. I thought it was gorgeous. Even my daughter come in and said, I love that pumpkin. And let me tell you, she don't say a lot about a lot, to be honest. So I'm going to put these into that wet layer still. This isn't cured, guys. This has still got the top coat on. And like I said, I'm going to push that into the pumpkin between those lines, and it just, like I said, it just turned out really nice. I really like that. Now, as always guys, everything that I used today will be below in the description box, but if you do have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. So you can see me here, just keep adding until I'm happy. Then I will put it in the lamp and give that a double cure. I want to make sure that the gel underneath is fully cured, and then this is our finished design. So let me know what you think. Next, guys, we're picking up a black tip, matte top coat, 2 coats of that black gel polish, and we're going to use a detailer brush here. And what I'm going to do is just some wiggly lines, and it's going to be a ghoul's face or a scary ghost, or I like to think of it as a ghoul. I'm not really into Halloween. I don't like scary stuff. Anyway, what I'm going to do is do those wiggly lines. So the top is going to be his forehead. The second bump is going to be his cheeks. I'm going to bulge that out a little bit more. And then the bottom is going to be the jaw. So this is just 3 wiggly lines. Simple, 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 guys. Colour that in. I'm going to do it with the gel paint that I'm using. I'm just going to thicken that line, and then what I'll do is fill that all in, give it a full cure in the lamp. Just waiting, here we go. And then what I'm going to do is, using a dotting tool, I'm going to use this to do some eyes. Now what you can do is bring up a picture on Google, follow that, that's all I did. And then this is going to be half his face. I'm going to put the eye sockets, the nose, and then the droopy mouth, all using the dotting tool and the detailer brush. Here I am popping in that nose socket. It's forming already. I've only got a couple of wiggly lines and a dotting tool. Guys, have a go. You'll see just how simple this is. Once I've finished with that, I'm going to fully cure that. Guys, this is the next design. This is our ghoul. So bringing in our next tip, this is our 5th design. I'm going to come in with a little bit of sponge, dip that into the gel paint, and I'm just going to put that down the centre of this nail, fully cure that, and then give it a matte top coat. And then what we're going to do is a couple of bats. So I'm going to show you how to do 2 different ways to do it. So the first one is a dotting tool, and I'm going to do the round head. Coming in with the detailer brush, I'm going to pull that gel paint, load up my brush if I need to, and then put a line on each side, and then using the gel paint that's already there in that dotting tool in that round head, pull that up for 2 little triangle ears. Then I'm going to come down the middle with a line, and that's it, just 1 line. So I've basically got a dotting tool round head and a cross. And then that will centralise the body for this bat. Then linking each line exactly the same way we did for the spider web on the first design, I'm going to do little curved lines, and I'm going to do 3 of those using the detailer brush and the black gel paint that's on my palette. I'm then going to colour in the body of that bat. That will give us the silhouette for the black bat. So I'm just going to let you watch while I just shade this in, and then what we can do is fully cure that in the lamp. Then we can start on the second design, a little more trickier. This was the simple of the 2, but I did want to show you both so you can have a go yourselves. Now the idea of putting that sponge section down the centre right at the beginning is the foggy night sky. That's where I was going with that. Now we're going to do the second bat, and I'm going to start with a round circle for a head. I'm not using the dotting tool this time. And then a curve at the end of each of that section there. So I'm just going to curve it up just like we did with the bat's wings and with the spider web, that little curved line. I'm going to shade that in and then pull up for some pointy ears exactly the same way. Now, I thought the head was a little bit skinny, so I am going to go back in and just round that off a little bit. Then what I'm going to do is come out from each of those curves and do a straight line. 1 on each side. Then in exactly the same way as we did the first bat, I'm going to do those curved lines, 1, 2, 3 on each side. Now I will colour this in, but for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to keep that in, but I'll join it up at the bottom, colour it in, fully cure that. Then what I'm going to do is come in with a teeny tiny bit of white gel paint, a just really, really tiny amount, and I'm going to add a couple of eyes and a little bit of highlight on those wings, just to give the bats, like the moon's just touched its wing. I popped a couple of little stars in there as well. I'm going to fully cure that, and then this is the end of our bat design for this nail tip. So here it is close up, the finished design. Now we can move on to our next design, which is a skeleton. So again, guys, this is just super simple. It is an array of lines. So I'm coming in with my detailer brush, and I'm going to do the letter T, and then I'm going to do a little arrowhead on the bottom. In between that, I'm going to do a couple of lines. Need a little bit more paint there. Like I said, because it's only got small brush on the end of that, it doesn't hold a lot of gel paint. I don't want a lot because, you know, otherwise we can't get those fine lines. So this is going to be the ball joint between the bones of my skeleton on the end of each line, and then I'm going to do an arm. Again, guys, just a simple array of the top portion of your arm, then the ball joint, and then the bottom half of your arm, and then another ball joint, and then I'm going to have the hand. I'm trying to make this as easy as possible, so I really do hope you have a go at some or all of these designs. It would be absolutely great if you did. Just a couple of lines there just for the fingers, not going too much into detail. Then I'm going to do a round head. So I'm going to do all the way around one side, then the other, join it up at the bottom, colour that in with the white gel paint. Again, guys, if you're confident enough, you can do all of this, sprinkle it with a clear acrylic or a white acrylic or even a white glitter. And you can do a textured nail. That would be great on Halloween set. So I'm going to colour that in and then put a little square on the bottom for like the jaw of the skeleton. Just rounding that off a little bit more. Here's my little square. Here we go. Then what I'm going to do is work on the bottom half. So you've got the top leg bone on each side. Do a little bead, like a little ball. Just get a little bit of gel paint on the tip of your brush and wiggle it there to get that round. And then bring that down for the bottom half of the leg. Now I'm shaking, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm shaking like a good one there. So I put a little bit of a heel on that, foot. I'm going to take that off. Again, lint-free wipe, little bit of gel cleanse, give it a full cure. Then I'm going to come in with a tiny bit of black on the tip of my detailer brush and give this a face. Now you can make that as scary or as cute as you want, and this is the skeleton. For our final design in this compilation of easy nail art for Halloween, I'm going to show you some ghosts. So the first one reminds me of Pac-Man really. So I'm going to do like a big curve line, colour that in, and then bring 3 curve on the bottom. Again, honestly, it's Pac-Man. I'm going to do one at the top, one at the bottom. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to show you that one. And then the second ghost, I'm going to do super simple. I'm just going to do like a question mark. Like, no, not a question mark. Inverted comma. So we're going to do a round circle, fill that in, and then pull it down in like a curved tail. Think of it as an inverted comma and you'll know what I mean. So I do a rough guide, colour that in, and it's not quite flowing enough for me. So I do come round and like this and just give it a bit more curvature there. I am going to put Pac-Man on the bottom again. I am going to give that full cure. Again, come in with black on my detailer brush just to finish off our ghosts, give them a little face. Guys, this is the end of our compilation. I really do hope that this has done some good for some of you out there. If you do have a go, don't forget to tag me in. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video today, would you mind taking a moment and hitting that thumbs up? And if you're not subscribed already, I would love it if you would. Enjoy Halloween and I'll see you soon.
Ah,